impression. It appears as if, it seems like the sun is rising in the east. So this is why you have absolute truth and relative truth, you know. Because when you say, oh, the sun is coming up, I wouldn't tell you you're lying. But that is not an absolute truth. It's a relative truth because the sun is not coming up from nowhere. It's the earth that is spinning around and going around the sun that gives the impression as if the sun is rising. All of that, as simple as it sounds, is very important to even comprehend what we're getting to. So now, when we look into that levels of it, when we say now, for example, the horoscope mentality, when we speak of the ecliptic belt, again, the ecliptic belt is made up of 12 constellations, and these 12 constellations specifically, they are the pathway. When you say pathway, what you mean? They're like a road. This is the road in front of me. And the sun and the moon and the planets take that road in their procession. So if Venus has to go over here, it's going to walk a specific road. If Mars, the planet, has to go down here, it's going to walk a specific road. If Jupiter, the planet, has to go over there, Jupiter is going to walk a specific road. If the moon has to go down there, if the sun has to go down there, all these apparently moving objects will pass through the ecliptic belt at a different pace. Some of them go right around in the night. Some take the whole year, like the sun. But they all go through these 12 constellations. Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Aries, and the rest of it, Taurus, Leo, Cancer, Gemini, whatever else is there. They have to pass through all 12 of them if they are ecliptic constellations. If you're a planet, as you can see, that's Saturn there, passing through. This is Saturn's map here. This is where Saturn will pass, and Saturn passes right through all the 12 constellations. Good. Or so it appears. That's very important. I will show you why again. For example, Spica. The reasons why Spica is so bright is because Spica is extremely close to the Earth. Some of these stars that seem as if they are just next to her, some of them are actually closer to the Earth than to the star that is just next to it, or so it appears. I'm trying to show you. This is why even from here, if you were in front of my face, you would look this high. But if you were way outside, I could use my thumb, and my thumb would look bigger than you. And that's the same impression you get when you look into outer space. All right. I'm sure if you never did, you have to have received a better comprehension, even for that little moment, of what takes place in the heavens above you, even especially when you look at it in the evening. Now, what I have here, this specific program, this astronomical program that we have, I literally, if you would say, typed in the date specifically, which would be what they call the fall equinox. Wow, that's French there, man. Now the fall equinox is when autumn begins. Now without getting too technical, because an equinox means equal day and night, when you have the fall equinox or the spring equinox, we just had a spring equinox a couple days ago, the 21st of March. That means that when the sun so-called rose, the day and the night had the same amount of hours, 6 hours each, or 12 hours each, I should say. Because when the sun goes to the south, this is very important, when the sun goes to the south, you'll notice that you have more night than day. And when the sun becomes to the north in the so-called summer, you have more day or brightness than darkness. You see what I'm saying? So it happens twice a year, in March and in September, when the sun becomes perfectly equal and rises perfectly due east. That's why you get equal day and equal night, and that is known as an equinox. You have the spring equinox and you have the fall equinox. Now the date that I punched in here is around the 23rd of September, which is known as the fall equinox. Now during that time, the sun would literally rise in the morning and for the whole day and for a good period inside of this constellation known as the Virgin. So every month the sun would rise in a different constellation, which means now, yes, the majority of us, we cannot go out in the day and look up in the sky and see any stars. But if you could, for example, if you were to leave planet Earth, this is Earth, and you were to leave the atmosphere and go out into the darkness, you would literally see with your eyes the sun inside of this constellation, the Virgin. But that can only be seen if you leave the atmosphere of Earth, because it's only bright in here, you know. Remember, the sky does not exist. People say, what color is the sky? There's no sky. You see, all of these things we have to clear out, you know, as we cannot reach anywhere. There's no sky. The sky